Masters, Guardians of the Crystal Spire have finally arrived. Welcome to the Dwarf stream for the new season, Guardians of the Crystal Spire. As always, I'm the professional bugbuster and QA masochist That Sprite.
And here's your community manager, Eritais. Good evening, everybody.
We hope you're all having a great Thursday night, or day, or wherever you are.
Yeah, day, night, early in the morning, maybe. I don't know, wherever you're located. Phew. Looking at our stream document for tonight, we have hell of a lot to talk about.
We have so much to talk about. We got balance changes. We got a lot of changes to the battle pass to talk about, and some stuff to show off too. I heard there might even be a video in here somewhere.
Yeah, I hear there might be a video, and I hear maybe there is even a live preview of the battle pass.
So, I'd ask who we've got in the stream, but it seems we've got just about everyone. We got a lot of people turning up today.
Yeah, we got a lot of people. Who can I see? We see Rabbit, Chula, Gamer, Paco, Chestu, there's Smoshy, there's Soris Dynasty. I saw Steven. Oh, Steven. I see even Raki. There's Engineer Gandalf, the pink, by the way. Dirian is in the stream. Let's go, guys.
Everyone is here.
Full sellout stream tonight. Everyone's showing up.
Oh yeah. Okay, so first thing to talk about, the usual. Update 78 is... Oh, actually, this is unusual. Update 78 is going to have a bit of a weird release date. Currently, it's being scheduled for Monday, October the 8th at 8 UTC on Monday morning. Of course, that's if everything goes to plan.
Yep. And everything related to the update is still subject to change. That's like usual. And... yeah, AK. Yeah, Eritha's coach is here. I saw that. And please remember, you do not have to leave the stream to give us feedback. Just use Stomped, which you can find right below the stream. There's a sweet little panel for that.
Yep, that's our feedback hub. You can send messages there, things you think we can improve, or things you have suggestions for, and other people can vote on them on the website. And although it's obviously such a short schedule for the update, there will still be a patch breakdown video. I'm working hard on getting this one out for you guys on top of the stuff in the stream today, so you can expect to see that on Monday as well when the servers go down.
So I'd say let's start with the current Battle Pass season. We wanted to introduce new balance changes anyway with update 78, and so we figured to look closer into the current season cards. But we also have changes to the Demon Warrior, the Grenadier, the Bannerman, and the Stormbringer. Yeah, guys, Bannerman and Stormbringer changes. PogChamp.
I think we've got 11 balance changes coming down here, so we got a lot to go through.
Something like that. Something like that. I think let's start with Screaming Scrat. Yeah, let's start with Screaming Scrat. So Screaming Scrat will get its mana cost adjusted down from 2 mana to 1 mana.
Yep.
This is amazing.
Ultimately, we felt the card had a problem where there was a stigma of you try to get value from it because it's 2 mana. Essentially, you always want to try and get that explosion effect off, no matter how difficult that was going to be or how impractical it was, and by reducing it to 1 mana, we hope that relieves the necessity of having to kill enemy units for it to be valuable for you. It's intended to be a very disposable, like, temporary distraction unit, rather than something you can reliably nuke enemies with, and hopefully this change will cement that, because it's just as easy to kill as before, so it's nowhere near... It's not more likely to get that explosion going off than normal, but it's much less painful to play to get that effect going.
Triple Screaming Scrat Mortar will rule the meta. Well, Gandalf, I'm very interested in seeing that deck. Yeah, Screaming Scrat, nothing changes. I mean, nothing changes. Of course, something changes. The mana cost goes down from 2 to 1. And we also have changes to Sunburn, that sweet little spell that came with Battle Pass Season 2, Season of the Raging Heat. And we will adjust the mana down of Sunburn, the mana cost of Sunburn, oh my god, down from 4 to 3 mana.
Yeah, ultimately with this one, we had two choices. We'd either increase the ticks to 11 to help deal with the Shield the Dragon Whelp, or we decrease the mana cost so that we can emphasize the versatility of the card a bit more. And we ultimately decided to go with the latter of it, because Sunburn is what we want to be a sort of versatile card. You can use it for the damage, you can use it for the rage, or if you're lucky, you can use it for both at once. And the 4 mana slot, it's a bit expensive to justify using a card like that. So we've ultimately decided to reduce the mana cost, and yeah, hopefully that makes the card far more usable. It definitely feels like it.
Yeah, Mr. Taveran, we need more suicide cards. I think Dover might agree here, but let's just jump to the Propeller Horde. The Propeller Horde gets a change as well, and I call it a buff because it is one. The amount of scrats will go up from 5 to 6 if no friendly unit with rage is on the field, and 10 to 12 if there is any friendly unit with rage on the field.
Yeah, ultimately, Propeller Horde wasn't exactly a bad card, but it ended up seeing a lot less play than we expected. We didn't think it needed the biggest buff in the world, though, so we thought 1 to 2 more scrats should hopefully put it in the right place, but still counterable as much as before by AoE cards or just fast-attacking ranged units in general. So we're hoping this makes the card more appealing to build your deck around.
Yeah, I think it will be even more interesting in King Puff Takes now.
Oh, definitely. I think Volcom will like it a lot more too. I mean, he already kind of liked it.
Now I can suicide 2 more scrats into Spirit Mancer. That's a good one, Soris.
The ultimate 2v2 strategy.
Yeah, we see quite a lot of Spirit Mancers around these days. But let's jump right into Clear Skies. Clear Skies will get a very simple change, because we will just make it so that the mana cost goes down from 4 to 3 mana.
Yep. Initially, we kind of intentionally held this card back as it was extremely dangerous for us to print. It was the first direct master healing in the game. But the mana cost of 4 was too difficult to fit into most decks, and we didn't want to just flat out increase the healing, because that wouldn't really solve the issue of when in a match do I get to play this. So by reducing the mana cost, we're hoping that opens more opportunities for this to be played, offer something like a mana advantage when you're defending, or just in general, making it much easier to use. So we're hoping this makes the card much more impactful without exactly pushing it over the line. And especially making it so it doesn't compete with cards like Healing Fireball.
Yeah, Esport Hooligan, so many buffs. We come to the nerfs. We'll come to the nerfs
in a bit. We got a bit to go.
We got a bit to go. But let's continue with a buff, actually. The Empowered Soul Stealer. Souls gained from friendly minions with rage go up from 3 to 4.
Yep, I want to give a huge shout out to everyone that got involved in the discussion on this card. We originally planned for it to go up to 5 stacks, as we announced on the blog post, but we had a bit of discussion in the community, and then we took that internally, and we decided it might be best to put it up to 4 for now, because 5 is at quite a dangerous spot. Like, it starts with 0.7 attack speed. It's best to see how the card performs at 4 stacks, because it wasn't performing too badly on its own. As for the reason for buffing it in general, it's a very high mana cost conditional card that had some really strong effects, but the amount of mana you needed to invest in order to get the ball rolling with the card was too high to really make it appealing for people to play. So hopefully this change justifies spending like close to 10 mana to get this on the field by giving it that head start, but we definitely felt 5 stacks might be a bit too much.
Yeah, and the next change to the card, this is one of my favorites, actually.
I love this change.
I love this change as well. Now the Rabbit Prowler, he will gain Rage and Frenzy if there is a friendly unit with Rage on the field.
Which
Like,
is
it's a Prowler. Again, it's a Prowler, and it will gain Rage plus Frenzy when a friendly unit with Rage is on the field. This is amazing.
Yep, just need to get that real quick. I actually forgot a slide. Blame FDM.
Blame FDM,
Blame
guys.
FDM, there we go. I had this one prepared, but I forgot to add it to the OBS, but there you go. I think James actually called us on the Discord, like, right after we made the decision to go with this, so that was quite funny. Basically, Frenzy is simply not good enough on a card that relies on burst damage like Prowler to justify ever playing around that condition, so it's a very obvious change, but we think this basically makes it much more appealing to put it into your deck. And that's about it. But now we've got my personal favorite change coming out of these.
Oh yeah, I think you talk about the Ravenous Swarmers.
I love this card, and it just got completely ignored in Season 2.
I mean, it didn't. I mean, Paco was playing a very, very successful Swarmer deck, like in the beginning of the season, and I think that Paco will love this change. Now, Ravenous Swarmers will trigger from any spell.
Any
Spell.
Basically, for such a small, low-cost minion being conditional, it was just too specific to make you play exactly a 3-mana spell card. We wanted this to be probably one of the more versatile conditional cards that you can just kind of slip into any deck as a less reliable Swarmer copy, but it just wasn't really panning out. So we made it so it activates after any spell. So basically any deck that does run a spell can consider putting this in, but it's not going to power creep the original Swarmers out because you can just play original Swarmers whenever. This one you need to play after a spell, which makes it a lot more predictable that it's coming in the first place.
Yes. This is a nice indirect Milloween buff. Well, depends on the deck you're playing, Menno. I'd say. But let's come to the Grenadier, because this is actually a way bigger change to the card than we saw changes to the actual season cards. Now, first of all, the mana cost will go down from 3 to 2 mana. So Grenadier for 2 mana, I take that, right? Now, we will also adjust the health down from 85 to 60 and the damage down from 50 to 40.
Yeah, Grenadier is one of the oldest cards we've had in Minion Masters, and I want to point out, some people might have a bit of initial confusion about this. You'll probably understand why we've done this by the end of the stream, but one of the big reasons we've done it is we've tried to buff this card over time, but it ended up just getting ultimately power creeped by cards like the Flamant, which were just way better at the AoE job. And for 3 mana, it had that crippling weakness to air units, so we've decided to redesign it and make it the cheap swarm kind of AoE card, but still has that major weakness. So it's still like hard countered by propeller scratching, and it feels really bad if that happens, for instance. But you'll see why we've done this by the end of the stream, and it was a bit of an issue of power creep in general with this card for a long time. So we figured now was a better time than ever to fix this.
Yeah, you will see, guys. Just let us go on to the Bannerman. Now, we will up the mana cost from 2 to 3. We will up the health points from 100 to 150, and we will up the damage from 10 to 15. I want to mention here that there will be no changes to the shielding mechanic of that card. So it gets more expensive, but also a bit more tanky. And I mean, yeah, the damage, it just gets a bit higher.
Bannerman was really frustrating and oppressive to play against. It was a very divisive card, especially if it relied on spell removal. In the hands of a good player, you could basically never play a single damage instance removal against them because the mana advantage gained from playing Bannerman was just too high. With this change, we want to buff the base unit up a little bit as well to provide some defensive value, so it's not just a crippling nerf that will kill the card. I think at 3 mana it still can be viable, as either a proactive or even just a reactive card with a little bit less value than before, but we wanted to make sure it was less of a nuisance than it originally had been.
Yeah, Raki, you can call it like that. Now, yeah, let's jump to the Demon Warrior. Now, it sounds like a simple change, but actually it isn't. In our perception, it's really powerful. And we will up the base health points from 400 to 450. The rest of the card remains unchanged, actually.
Our main focus for balance right now is the unactivated Demon Warrior, because we feel Demon Warrior, when you get the effect off, when you play it that 5th time, it's a very strong card. It's in a decent state once it's activated. It's high threat, it's rewarding you for playing this bit of a sandbag card for so long, but the times in the early game you try to play this, you kind of just get wrecked for playing a card that trades so badly for 6 mana. So by buffing the HP by 50, we're hoping this opens up a lot more in terms of playing this defensively, or just trying to take down something like a warrior to get some kind of value out of this card. Make it a bit less punishing without really taking away the core concept of having a weak card in your deck for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, it's a really powerful buff to Demon Warrior, because, as Bright said, if you can activate it, actually, it's a massive unit. And we feel that with 50 more health, it can trade far more favorably. And yeah, as always, we're very interested in what you can come up. Maybe a triple Screaming Scrat Demon Warrior deck will pop up. Who knows? And now the Stormbringer change is basically just that we will nerf the basic attack damage down from 40 to 35.
Yeah, this has been a very commonly requested change since we buffed him a month ago or so, and yeah, it turns out 10 damage is a lot stronger than you really expect it can be when your master has global range, so
yes, it is.
It was really, really oppressive against any kind of small unit. We're hoping that 35 damage is going to be a bit of a sweet spot, since that still kills swarmers, and it still enables him to defend himself, but we don't think anything else about him was particularly overpowered, because Stormbringer was essentially unplayed at 30 damage, so hopefully 35 puts him a lot more in line this time.
Yeah, AK, there was your answer. We just don't think that the attack speed needs to be adjusted in any way. And now 40 was too much, 30 was too less. Now we go for 35 for now and see how that turns out. And if the data suggests that we have to change anything about Stormbringer again, we might do that.
We'll have to see how it works, but 40 was definitely too oppressive. 37.5 next patch.
37.5 next patch. Yeah, you heard it here first. Oh well. Looking at the stream document, this is my favorite point of this whole document, to be honest. I mean, guys, with update 78, we will end the current season of the Raging Heat. As you may already know, it's 1 week early where we ended, but we compensated all of you with a sweet little quest, 12 Battle Pass tiers for 12 wins. That was some nice little value over there. And we also start the new Battle Pass season, Guardians of the Crystal Spire. And, well, we have quite some exciting new changes for which will once again increase the total value of the Battle Pass as well as the free pass. And important for any new players here in the stream is the Battle Pass costs 1,500 rubies or $10, but there is a free pass for everyone to progress through. So when you open your Battle Pass overview on the right side of your screen, you will notice the tiers are split into 2 sections. So the upper half is the free pass and the bottom half is the Battle Pass. Just to get that out of the way, and let's jump right into the changes.
We'll be previewing the Battle Pass later on, but because I don't want to spoil anything right now, we'll be sticking on this screen for a little bit. But you'll get to see these juicy changes in action in a little bit.
So in general, we wanted to make sure that people could continue to earn more rewards for a longer time, right? Because more rewards just feel amazing. And thus, we are adding more tiers to the Battle Pass. There are now more rewards split out across 30 extra tiers. So we upped the total number of tiers from 70 to 100. The price remains the same. So you essentially get 30 more tiers for the same price. The Battle Pass XP required remains the absolutely same between the tiers. The price for single tiers remains the same. And, well, you just have to play a little bit more. But progressing
We
got a lot
realized
easier.
that a change like this would be some people had difficulties finishing the battle pass previously, and obviously increasing the battle pass by 30 tiers is not going to make that any easier. So we're deciding to introduce a little something for you guys. The first big change is that we're introducing 200 season bonus on tier 5 of the free pass. So that should hopefully make things a lot easier, especially for new players to get that glory coming in, put it into those battle chests and get as far as they can from the start. But if you think that's the only thing we're changing, you're going to be in for a surprise, because we have not one, but 2 quests coming with this season. The first one is a season start quest, which is to win 15 games and get 4 battle pass tiers out of it. But we're also introducing a weekly quest system where you can win 10 games for 2 tiers. Essentially, this makes it you only have to complete 76 out of 100 tiers if you complete every quest. And with those 76 tiers to complete, you'll need a total of 53,200 experience per day, while the battle chest will already cover 44,550 experience, calculated with a total glory of 1,485. Please note that the season bonuses are not considered here, so the total battle pass experience of the chest is even higher. But we've increased the amount of tiers on the battle pass, and we're also making them much more accessible for everyone.
Exactly. So actually, yes, you have to play a little bit more, but it's also quite a lot easier. You will get that repeating weekly quests where you can just gain 2 battle pass tiers at once, and when you have the battle chest also available at the same time, it's actually 3 tiers, might even be 4. This is massive. And yeah, what did we add? We actually have 6 new avatars in the battle pass. 120 shards are getting added 5 times in the new pass. So actually shards are coming back as a reward. And in order to not have empty spots, we added 150 gold rewards on the extended tiers for the battle pass. And profile XP in the free pass has been doubled on top of that. Keep in mind...
I'd just like to interject, the 150 gold rewards is for the paid part of the extended battle pass.
Yeah, the battle pass, basically. And keep in mind that the extended tiers are meant to be less rewarding than the first 100 tiers. But we added something in there, so there is no more empty spots or lesser empty spots. And yeah, that's a value gain for the battle pass for the same price, which is just wonderful.
You'll have your picture. We'll be going through the battle pass once we're done showing off the new cards.
Exactly. But now we're jumping into the cards, and actually, I will just say, welcome the new elven faction.
Yep. The mystical elves of the Crystal Spire have arrived to join the Minion Masters roster, bringing their unique magical abilities along with them. The main aspect of this card set is the new Mana Surge mechanic, which will boost the card's attack speed by 50% while their owner has over 6 mana stored. This makes some of these cards more reserved and reliant on strong mana management to unlock the full potential of their power. We shall waste no time and examine these new units in great detail. The first common card of the set is the new Crystal Archers.
They're a 3-mana duo of elven archers with a good eye and an aim to match. They're very weak in terms of their health, making them susceptible to all but the lowest damaging removal, and their attack speed is rather slow. However, they make up for this by having a huge range of 12 and a mana surge mechanic which provides a huge boost to their threat level, making them a great unit for backing up pushes. Make sure to watch out for that 6 mana requirement though, as they're significantly weaker without the buff, so they're not going to be a good fit in every deck. The second common card is the Crystal Construct. A close relative of the Guardian, this elven machination drops its ability to protect friends in exchange for being far cheaper to deploy. It has all the stats of a regular Guardian, minus its shielding ability, for the mana cost of 5. However, once the card has been played, it instantly grants its master 2 mana. It makes the card synergize well with starting pushes or throwing down a huge chunk of HP on the board for your opponent to deal with, but can be very weak on the defense and still lacks a good offensive capability, much like the original Guardian has. Next, we have the rare card Crystal Sentry. The sentries of the Crystal Spire are elites, trained in their unique, lethal weaponry, allowing them to take down even the largest enemy with no problem at all. They're a 4-mana ranged unit with a short range of 4, but make up for it by being slightly tankier than most ranged units at 250 health. Their DPS might seem mediocre at first, but they also come with the mana surge mechanic, giving them the unique role of being both a semi-tank and a somewhat effective damage dealer that can protect themselves from air units. Our second rare card is the Crystal Arcanist. This elven mage doesn't know that many spells, but she certainly knows how to use her limited toolset effectively. A 3-mana ranged unit, the Crystal Arcanist boasts a strong range of 10 and an AoE attack, with the ability to hit both ground and air. Her impact damage might be weak, but Mana Surge has her covered in that department too. However, she's certainly a unit that needs protecting, having a pathetic 45 HP total that leaves her vulnerable to just about anything. Keep her safe and keep your mana high and you'll reap the benefits of having her around. Where there's mana, there'll always be mana puffs, and the new card Mana Puff Madness is a demonstration of just how crazy the little ones can get over it. Tagging alongside the mana-obsessed elves in this season, this 2-mana Supreme spell card will spawn 4 mana puffs for both sides of the battle. Keep yours alive to maintain that juicy flow of mana to fuel your elven cards. Not satisfied with appearing in just one card, the Crystal Sentries are also featured in the 6-mana Supreme spell card Armored Escort. This card has no immediate effect, but the next range minion you play after using this card will have 2 Crystal Sentries spawning in front of it. This card has some interesting properties. The ranged minion does not have to be the next minion you play, so you can play this early on and hold the buff until you really need it. Additionally, if you cast multiple copies of Armored Escort, only one instance will activate when you play a ranged minion. For example, if you play 2 copies of Armored Escort, the next 2 ranged minions you play will have 2 Crystal Sentries accompanying it. Overall, it's a great value card for its mana cost with a unique conditional requirement, but can be punished as the combo overall will cost a lot of mana. Our first legendary card is the new spell card Arcane Bolt. This 5-mana spell is one of the most powerful forms of elven magic, and it certainly packs a punch. This card will stun the highest health ground minion in its radius for 7 seconds. If that minion has 400 or less health, it will instead destroy it entirely. Arcane Bolt is an interesting removal card that can help deal with high value threats from the enemy push, or stop snowballing cards before they can become too much of a threat. It's also a good finisher for larger minions that you've whittled down previously, since it relies on its current HP rather than the maximum. Finally, we have the Elven Commander, also known as Lord Sentinel Felek. This legendary minion is our first 10-mana card to enter the game, and he's bringing friends along with him. On his own, he's a fairly tanky melee minion that can dish out some punishment, but definitely not worth that 10-mana cost. However, Lord Sentinel Felek is our first card with a bonus from the deck building process. If your deck has 4 or more spells in it, including spells gained from master perks, 6 Crystal Archers will spawn in formation behind him. This makes the card an all-in-one push package with some solid value for meeting its requirements. All those archers can dish out some serious damage, but make sure to keep them safe as they've still got that 45 HP total. That's all for today, Masters. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a lot of fun with these new Elven cards. We're interested to see what kind of decks you can come up with them. Cheers from BetaDwarf.
So, what did you guys think of that?
Very interesting.
The whole battle pass is mental, Reiki says. Yeah, we
The
might have got
whole
a bit
battle
crazy
pass
here.
is meant- Yeah, I think Mana Path Madness nails it in that case. Especially the madness part. Oh, guys. I mean, this was some crazy insights right here. What is that? Can you explain in what situation the new golem is just a 3-mana creature that requires you to have 5?
That is the situation of the card. It is a 3-mana creature that requires you to have 5 mana. We'll get onto it when we get to that slide. But we've got a lot to go through, and we've got a lot of stats to read off as well, so why don't we start off with the Crystal Archers? So, 2 long-ranged Elven Archers with decent damage, but low attack speed and health. They also come with Mana Surge, which is plus 50% attack speed while you have 6+ mana. They're pretty weak, 45 health, 25 damage, but they've got a nice range to it, and okay speed. But it's when that buff comes in that they really start to shine.
Oh, dearie, and stay a while.
You can see they get a significant boost from that Mana Surge, and it's basically the state you want to have this card in, but they're really not going to fit in any kind of deck that ever runs low on mana like a Swarm deck.
No,
This is definitely a
Smoshy,
much
actually
more...
not. No, Smoshy, actually, this is not permanent. It's a temporary buff when you have that amount of mana or more. This is how Mana Surge works, essentially. It's not a permanent buff.
Yeah, you got to be really careful about how much mana you have in this coming season. You want to make the most use of some of these cards, you need to conserve it, you need to play cards smart, and you want to play the control game to use some of these cards. They're not going to fit in everything. It's going to compete against Plasma Marines. Quite possibly. They are quite competitive with Plasma Marines, but... you know, Plasma Marines, you can play them whenever. They're always going to be useful for their mana cost. Crystal Archers, when you don't have that Mana Surge effect, they're kind of a bad unit.
Yeah, Peko and Raki, this is kinda a nice side effect of Mana Surge.
July, that's just kind of how the percentages work in this game of attack speed. Otherwise, things could get pretty crazy quickly. As to Reiki, I just realized this whole mechanic teaches new players to save mana. It's just an elaborate tutorial about mana management directed towards new players. We've been rumbled. They're onto us.
They are. Show the next card.
Quick, get out of here. Crystal Construct. It's a tough construct that provides some great cover for its allies, but it's very weak by itself. When played, it grants its master +2 mana. As you can see down there, it's all the stats of the regular Guardian. To note, to go with this, there is going to be a Guardian model rework to fit more in line with the Crystal Elves, as he's part of that faction now, but that's somewhere down the line. We weren't able to get it in with this update. Essentially, this is a card we had a bit of a trouble getting the right balancing spot for, so we're going to decide to bring in a little new mechanic for this. So you can't play this when you've got low mana. You need to be at a decent amount of mana in the first place to put this down on the field. But effectively, it'll only cost 3 mana. But you need to back this card up, because anyone that's played Guardian before will tell you, offensively, Guardian sucks. I believe I tested this out, this dies 1-on-1 to a warrior. It doesn't trade with anything well. So you need to back this card up. And you're not going to be able to play it in your average Ratbo deck as a 800 HP wall in front of everything you need. Also, we got the King Puff Cup in chat. Shoutouts to them.
Yep, shoutouts right here. The official account right here in the chat.
Does it give you mana with Violent of Mordor? No, it does not. Basically, I think the general rule of thumb is most battle cries will not activate with the Mordor Tombstone. And this is no exception to that. This will not activate with Mordor Tombstone.
Damn it, Hayden.
Be a little bit crazy if it could.
I mean, the new path is mental, as Raki called it, but not that mental, Hagen.
That's a good point, Steven. I'll need to investigate that, but I'm fairly certain it should not be activating if it revives off Tombstone. I'll be able to check that first thing tomorrow. Alright. On to the next one then. We got the Crystal Sentry. He's an elite, hardy elven glaive user. Could probably save some time by using a simpler weapon, but he loves those fancy spinny things. He also comes with the Mana Surge mechanic. As we see down there, he's a decent DPS minion, but he's also a bit of a tank. 250 health for a ranged minion is pretty good at that mana cost. He obviously compensates for that with a short range, but he's able to defend himself from ground and air, which is unique to most tanks. Question of the day. Do I replace 3x Spear Throws with 3x Sentry in my KP? That's a good question. Does he hit air? Yes, he hits air. Minor point, Glaive is a pike weapon. He's using a chakram. Literally unplayable. We need to find the person in charge of that. That person's out of here.
No. First thing in the morning.
Next up,
even before Sprite checks the interaction with Bannerman.
It's not 45, Steven. I believe it was 45 at some point in development, but we changed it to 50 because it was quite awkward to be at 45 damage, so it's 50 now. Next up, I referenced this earlier when talking about the Grenadier. This is the primary reason we reworked Grenadier, actually, is because we wanted to make this a free mana AoE unit that could hit both ground and air. But the discussion also turned to, aren't we just going to power creep Grenadier out? And we definitely don't want to be power creeping tutorial cards out, so that's why that ended up getting reworked. But Crystal Arcanist, or Crystal Arcanist, depending on how you pronounce it, doesn't know that many spells, but definitely knows how to use them well. Performs some weak AoE attacks with a strong range with some Mana Surge. So it's 45 health, so just as low HP as those Crystal Archers. Damage 35, kinda sucks. Range 10 though, which is a little bit beyond most AoE minions. And it obviously gets those juicy benefits from Mana Surge. This is another card you absolutely want to get the effects from Mana Surge on for it to be effective, but it can be pretty useful as a support minion if you get that criteria fulfilled. Next up, we see a card that people seem to get quite excited about, and I love this card as well. This might be my favorite card in the set. We've got Mana Puff Madness. It spawns 4 puffs for both sides of the battlefield. Make sure to keep yours safe. And for those who don't know, a Mana Puff is a small creature that sits on the bridge passively. Takes any damage, it's done for, but if it survives 10 seconds on the bridge, it grants you +1 mana. This card is crazy. I had the time of my life playtesting this. It spawns so many unique situations, there's so many combos you can do with this. I can't wait to see how people are going to take this. Question for Mana Surge, will the 6+ mana count from a duo partner? It will not. It only applies to your master, so you.
Oh yeah, very interesting, Sprite. Right here, Sax asks if the 6+ mana from Mana Surge,
yeah,
if they count from a duo partner.
It does not. Yeah. It won't. It has to be you. Okay, so take a little note there. Next up, we go on to the legendaries. We got the Arcane Bolt. It's a 5 mana legendary spell. One of the most powerful forms of elven magic. It stuns the highest health ground minion in its AoE for 7 seconds. If that minion has less than 400 health, it's instead instantly killed. So, this card was pretty shocked to read when I first saw it, but the more I look at this card, the more I end up liking it. It's useful in so many applications, and it's so versatile. What do you think of it?
Grey Wolf, why? Just why?
Well, the 5 mana 7-second stun is only a single target you need to consider. I believe Stun Blast is 7-second stun, and that's 3 mana, and it's in an AoE, so... I don't think the 7-second stun is particularly revolutionary here. It's more the instant kill mechanic that is the main focus of this card. It's basically our first hard removal, but it's got that drawback, so you're not going to be taking down those Colossi anytime soon. You have to stick with Lightning Bolt for that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Stun Blast is 5 seconds. Okay, thank you for the correction. That's my mistake. To be fair, Steven, I haven't seen Stun Blast played in a long time, which is unfortunate, because I don't think that card's nearly as bad as anyone thinks it is. When you buy the game and get a free copy to give away, where does the key go? It goes to your Steam inventory, AP.
Yep, goes to the Steam inventory. No email needed.
And finally, we have the... This is one people got... It will kill Harbinger Grey Wolf. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But here we go. We have the one people got quite hyped about, the first 10 mana card to enter the game, and it's Lord Sentinel Felloc, also known as the Elven Commander. It's one of the highest and most respected Elven Commanders. If your deck has 4+ spells in it, including spells from Master Perks, he also spawns with 6 Crystal Archers. And both Felloc himself and the Archers have Mana Surge. As you can see there, he's a pretty bulky, high damage unit on his own, but it's with those Archers that he really shines. And the DPS is through the roof.
I will love this card in my Milloween deck already.
Get a nice little push going with that. So yeah, if people want to discuss the cards, I can bring up the slides again. Let's have a little discussion for a couple of minutes before we move on.
Yep, before we move on to... Oh, now comes the juicy part. Yeah, Steven, that's correct.
Correct, yeah. That is how it works.
It doesn't require you to run 4 spells in your deck from the get-go. It's still enough. You run 3, you get a 4th one. Let's go.
Technically, this isn't exactly a pure Milloween deck card. I believe the master I found what works best for this is actually Setsu, because she gets the spell at perk 1. It's pretty significant, because otherwise the other masters, such as the Milloween, can only get their perk from... only get their spell card from perk 2, which means you're waiting quite a while to put this in play. Then again, you might not have the opportunity to play this until then. It really depends on how the strategy goes down. So, I'll scroll back through these cards now, and if everyone has anything that wants to bring up about them, before we move on to showing the live preview of the Battle Pass, you can bring them up.
Before we show the live preview of the new Battle Pass with new juicy emotes, the new juicy skins, the new juicy rewards, it's a really juicy season coming up. Haha, Steven. Yeah. Mana Puff madness from APEP.
Does he spawn dudes when resurrected in tombstones? I believe not. I haven't actually checked that myself, because I've obviously been busy preparing a stream, so I'm going to take a look at that in the morning, actually. I don't think it should. It's been a busy week, okay, guys?
Well, Nitro Acer, regarding your question about the combustion spell, can just invite you to the official Discord server, and you can ask there. The community is quite helpful, and I think they can even help you with building a proper deck to utilize your combustion spell. Back to the 6 mana spell, please.
Oh, okay. Sure thing. There you go, the Armored Escort.
Yeah, Chula in a bit. In a bit.
Yeah, Arcane Bolt does in fact say Ground Unit. I was incorrect when I corrected Grey Wolf. Okay. I think it's about time we showed off the new Battle Pass, don't you?
Yeah, I do think so. It's about time to
It's about
already
time.
show it live.
Well, here we go, boys and girls.
Guardians of the Crystal Spire.
Here we are. So, we got our tier 1 here, and look at how much that's packed with now. We filled this in, so it's a lot more consistent with what you've actually got as a free player. You got your quests here. You got your free reward. And let's take a look at this first skin, shall we? The Crystal King Puff. Once upon a time, King Puff wanted to be a pretty piece of jewelry. So naturally, he turned himself into one and sat on top of a jewelry shop shelf for a century. And this skin looks crazy. It's a completely new model of a KP, I believe. Let you guys see that for a little bit there. And obviously, you got the normal stuff here. At tier 5, you get that 200 season bonus. New to the Battle Pass would help both premium and free players alike get to those extra tiers. Tier 6 will make you a copy of the Crystal Arcanist, guaranteed. Move on to page 2. You got 5 copies of Shockrock at tier 9. We got a lot of power tokens here, and 120 shards on the paid pass here at tier 14, and a Crystal Archer avatar for the free players. On to page 3. We got 500,000 experience twice, so that's 1 million experience on these tiers. Hopefully makes it a little bit more impactful than just the 250,000 and 500,000 ones. And then we got 5 copies of Lost Legionnaires here at tier 19. Season tokens, yes, that's my mistake. You get a Crystal Elf Avatar at 22 and a guaranteed copy of Mana Puff Madness. We can't wait to get that card in your guys' hands. Tier 30, we got our first emote, the Crystal Hurt Puff. Poor little guy must have got into a fight with the brother. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't spoil that one just yet. Maybe that's for another day.
Maybe that's for another day.
Who did he get into a fight with? Find out in the future.
Play all your future presents. Maybe you know them.
We got some shards here at tier 36 and 20 copies of Spear Throwers at tier 38. You know, at tier 45, you can pick up a Crystal Arcanist avatar, or you can pick up the Crystal Stormbringer, which is our new Stormbringer skin. Honestly, this doesn't feel like a Supreme. When I look at this, I feel like it's legendary. And look, you can see Stormbringer's face now. Or just a very, very small glimpse in it. But here he is. On to the next page. Tier 54, you can pick up some shards and a Crystal Sentry avatar. Tier 62, a Crystal Flush Puff. Seems quite embarrassed about something. Maybe he misplayed. Maybe you misplayed and he's feeling it in the future. Well, from the future. Oh, maybe you're feeling a bit friendly today. We've got the Crystal Open Arms Puff here at tier 70. And some eagle-eyed might have noticed before I even called it out. The 4th season star is now not only part of the free path, it's also on tier 70. So before the path is even finished, you can make use of that season gold star. And tier 78. He's the number 1. The Crystal number 1 buff.
Lol, AK.
We saw the Bikini Miller skin. Pick up some nice rubies on this one, but let's filling out those last couple of power tokens before we move into the final tiers. Tier 94, all at the lofty heights of that, you can pick yourself up a Crystal Commander avatar, if that's your kind of thing. And here we go. Oh, one of the thumbnails appears to be missing. Huh, I'll have to go look for that one. 99, you got that season crafting discount as before, and tier 100 will lead you into the more Battle Pass pages, but this is Archmage Milloween here. I wonder what that's for. Okay, I need to introduce a friend of mine real quick. He's called the No Leaks Puff. Protect us from that.
Nah, no Pecco.
Here she is. Archmage Milloween is the tier 100 skin.
I mean, don't ask me about that skin, because, I mean, everyone knows I love Milloween, and I love the skin already.
I love this skin too. Looks great like that. All fancily dressed and everything. So that's what's waiting for you at tier 100 of the Battle Pass. And I'll rotate through these skins for a little bit longer for you guys so you can take a better look at some of them.
Lol, Chula, come on.
I'd say this is a family-friendly stream, but come on, you know it's not.
Well, I mean, James Bonfires, she looks too rich for my taste. I mean,
To each their own, then.
to each their own, exactly. Yeah, well, Hayaso, it's not Stormbringer season. The banana puff.
Yeah, that's it for our preview of the new season. That spoiler shield is staying up, I'm afraid. I'm not quite ready to reveal that one to you guys.
Yeah, and because we didn't tease too much right now, I think we can also tell you that we will start a special event with update 78, which will essentially be a surprise at this point, so no further details right now.
Yep, we've sworn secrecy as to what this event is. And that'll be it for our Season 3 coverage. But we got a little bit more to talk about before we move on, and we'll need to go to the esports section, which is unfortunately not going to be the happiest section. So I'll report this one. This is mainly going to go off script, but as of October 3rd, Daddy Dip has decided to step down from his responsibilities as head admin on the Discord, as well as the co-administrator of the King Puff Cup. He's been considering this for quite a while now, and the decision was not caused by one singular event. He felt that things were not really improving in a way he imagined, and oftentimes he reported he felt kind of unappreciated and very stressed out by his role, and discrepancies ultimately between the expectations both him and BetaDwarf held have allowed him to step down, and we want to ensure that Dip's decision will not cause major changes to the Discord server or the King Puff Cup. And Dip has been a bit of an inspiration for me for quite a while now. He was there he was there from the start when I joined the Minion Master community, so he means quite a lot to me as a person. It's hard to see him step down like this, and especially to hear that he felt like he ultimately didn't feel as appreciated as he should have been. I wanted to say thank you for everything you've done, Dip. You've done more for this community than anyone in any gaming community can say they did for theirs. I don't think we would be anywhere near where we are today if it weren't for you. It's a pity you never felt appreciated enough for everything you did, and we're really sorry about that. BetaDwarf and the Minion Master community, we all wish you the best of luck for the future. Moving forwards, FFA will be running the King Puff Cup, supported by BetaDwarf as always, and I'm going to be lending a hand to him as much as I can.
Yeah, I think this one is important to repeat here. FFA will run the King Puff Cup. as a sole head administrator from now on, and we will support him. We stand by his side, and the start of the new King Puff Cup season is yet to be determined. So watch out for news on that in the future.
Yep, and finally we've got the internal news. Well, it's not really much of internal news, but Wheel of Doom is scheduled to be part of Update 81, not Update 80, unfortunately. That was a bit of a mistake on our part. And Update 81 is scheduled for Tuesday, October 30th.
Exactly. So, guys, last time on this stream, you can hype the message. Wheel of Doom is coming, October 30th, Update 81. Look forward to that. And as always, we want to do a shout out to the whole community, to all the over 100 viewers today that watched us, listened to us, saw the Battle Pass reveal, all that amazing stuff that's coming up. Heard the very sad message of Dipshit stepping down, and yeah, we just love to work with you. We love to have you around, and we hope that you will have a massive amount of fun with the new Battle Pass season, Guardians of the Crystal Spire.
It was great to see everyone here today. It kind of warms my heart to see so many people getting excited at a video I spent 2.5 days kind of pouring all my work into. It's really refreshing, and I want to thank everyone that stuck around today to watch the reveals. It's been a crazy ride, and well, things can only go up and up for us, I'd say.
I'd say so too. And yeah, a big shout out, a personal shout out right here from me to Eke, who is coaching me tirelessly in Minion Masters. And yeah, it's just really great to see so much support from the community on even a personal level. And as Bright said, it's always a pleasure to see you guys like going totally crazy in the chat and hype the hell out of new features. It really is a big boost to motivation, and it just makes it so that we can move forward with a lot of confidence in pleasing you very, very well.
I'll be putting the season reveal trailer up on the BetaDwarf YouTube channel shortly after the stream ends, so you'll be able to watch it there, and I'll post it on my Discord as well, in case you missed it.
So guys, that's all for today. We will have a blog post tomorrow covering the content of this stream, and we wish you a nice day, a nice evening, a good night, or even the beginning of the day, so a good morning actually. And we will see you guys on, well, just watch out for the next stream announcement.